So, hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Founders on Fire. I'm Rose Ross, and I'm the founder and chief trailblazer at the Tech Trailblazers Awards. And I am delighted to be joined today by Balázs Scheidler. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. And I hope you're doing good as well.
Yeah, doing brilliantly. So I'm really looking forward to chatting with you, Balázs, because you were kind of a double winner last year. So you won the CXO, the Male Trailblazer Award, and also Axoflow were runners-up in our Firestarter category for, up and coming, emerging pre-VC funding companies. So it'd be great if you could just give our listeners and viewers an overview of your company. Tell us a little bit about Axoflow and why you personally are obsessed with logs. I see on your LinkedIn profile.
Last year was really an inflection point for us. These two awards that you just mentioned, and a couple more. Also, we received funding and, the first few customer cases. So these all compounded into our last year. And I'm really happy how it went. And I think the Male Trailblazer Award also made its contribution, to add to the buzz. And a lot of work, but also results. So that's how I would sum it up, if that makes sense.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Axoflow and what you do, because obviously you're perhaps a new company to some of our listeners and viewers. So it'd be great to get a snapshot of what you are, what problems you're solving and how you're doing that.
And you also mentioned that, I've been working with logs for almost my entire career. So I think I started when I was third year at my university. So I'm old, so 3 decades ago or something like that. And I've been obsessed with logs ever since. I helped, I contributed some to the standardization efforts here. And I also built an open source stack that helps people manage security logs and operational logs as well. I had my first startup that I started right at the gate of the university in 2000. And which I sold, I think, was it in 2018 or so? So pretty long journey, that one as well.
Yeah.
And I basically, when that concluded, I was, satisfied. But after a while, you start looking at stuff, problems, people again, and you just miss the vibe. You just want to do something. And that's what happened to me in 2022-ish. And when, I met up with a few fellow co-founders, friends, so to say, and we started with a different angle. And that's what Axoflow. So we go, and we help manage logs the same way, but this time around, it's a bit broader. The problem space evolved, obviously, from 2000. And I think I made a very good use of what I was doing in my previous life. And also, my co-founders brought a fresh perspective. And, the market also evolved like it always does. And we had to factor all of those in. And this time around, we are building what we call a security data layer. So everything that needs to be done to data in a broader security operations process, we do. And we help our customers to make it a lot more manageable and also a lot more cost efficient. There are a lot of complex issues, but I would not bore with you with that or the viewers. But obviously, I can double click on layers, and I love to talk about these things, but we would be sitting here for hours then.
Well, that's not a bad thing, but we will probably try and keep it below half an hour. So I'm sure you'll get opportunities to do that. And, people can reach out to you if they would like to find out more, and then you can have a more in-depth conversation.
Absolutely.
So you talked a little bit about your journey, and fresh out of university, had already got this intense interest, shall we say, with logs. And you had a long startup career, which you ultimately sold, and then have kind of reignited really that entrepreneurial streak again with some co-founders. So what do you think you learned from your first startup that has been really useful for you as you founded Axoflow?
Well, a lot of things, and I did a lot of things differently this time around. So, but just imagine that I graduate from an engineering university, and that's where I sit without any, running a business or, how to sell things or how to market things approach. And the only thing I had was, okay, I believe in myself, or we believe in ourselves, and there's this idea that we think is useful for the world. And here we go from a small landlocked country in Central and Eastern Europe, and we believe that we can make this work. For a while, the first 5 to 7 years, we basically learned how to run a business, or we didn't, and but we built from that. So every year we just reinvested all of our earnings and everything. And by, I don't know, maybe 2008, 9-ish, we got successful, not just in Hungary, where I'm from, but also in Germany, and then in France and Italy and the UK. So it just built up. And eventually we sold that company in 2018. But again, it was a long journey. It was 18 years long. And you just, at one point, you change. Anyway, so one thing led to another. We sold the company. We had some rest, and you just learned a lot of things. I didn't feel myself as an old person, so I wanted to see if there's still something again, and then that's what we did. I'm really passionate about the space. I think I really understand the technical difficulties, but there's so much more than just technical difficulties around building a company or a startup. And I got motivated again and started anew.
Great. Well, you also have a team that you can kind of know you can rely on, so that really helps, doesn't it?
If you look at my LinkedIn, team is the first ingredient, or something like that, is the line there.
Yeah. No, that's great. So, you said it took a long time to get successful, and part of that was actually understanding how to run a business, just to put back to you. Do you think that if you'd have not been in Hungary, that would have been a different conversation? Because I'm thinking that America or somewhere else where you may have had access to VCs and
we didn't even know what that meant in 2000.
Yeah, you can't look for what you don't know, right?
Yeah, exactly. It would have been a different one, but I'm not. We learned piece by piece, and that's why. And I have this understanding, how to. What's next? Because if you get something, not for free, but you get something easily, that's not the necessarily something that you really learn from. And this way, I would say, in 2000, there were 2 of us. In 2018, there were 250 people in 12 countries. So you needed to build that over time. And this time around, a lot of those learnings, a lot of those connections, networks, understanding how to do, I don't know, product management or legal stuff, or how to structure companies, and these things all came together, and it makes things a lot easier this time around and faster.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's nice to have done it without investment as well, because you were then 100% in control of things.
That's absolutely true. We did acquire funding even the first time around, but only 14 years into the business.
Yeah.
That's
So you'd
one
already
thing that
established and you've built value and you were just then wanting to grow it. So, well, congratulations on that and congratulations on your award. So you mentioned how important it was getting that kind of recognition for the Firestarters and for yourself personally, that's always nice to get something that's personal within these things. What would be your advice to people who are looking to enter this year? What have you got out of it personally, and what do you think is important for people to understand about these types of awards?
I mean, focus your strong side, or focus on what makes you different, or why you think you should get the award, and also this should match, whatever you are doing today. If it's authentic, it is, it it all comes up, and that's how I would start it, and that's how I did it last year. And also from how useful this was, or how I think you should grab any opportunity to put yourself out there, because the competition is fierce, and awards, recognitions, market analysts. You need to grab every opportunity that you can find to push your name and your company's name, because there are at least 30 other companies who are trying to do the same, and you have to be different.
Yeah. It's just potentially in the same space as you are. So yeah, that's good advice. That's good advice. So we obviously talked about the past, how you got to founding Axoflow. What can you tell us? What are the big sort of pointers, perhaps news moments that you've had over the last 6 months? What's been new for you guys? You mentioned something about investment, but was that post that?
It was roughly at around the same time. So we got the awards. We got an investment round last year. We got recognition by market analysts. So this all came together at that point. We went to a lot of events as well. So I would say that 2025 was really important for us. A lot of things coming together, and we are building on top of that, because you need to build momentum in a company. It doesn't come without results. So one success and another success, enables you to go to the next step, basically like a staircase. And from that perspective, these awards and also any kind of recognition is really useful for the future as well. And this year specifically, again, Axoflow slowly starts becoming. Last year it was a seed round we acquired, and we are going for Series A this time and entering growth stage. And obviously, once you have the product market, that's a big barrier, right? When you get the product market fit, so to say, you have to get there, and then you have to prove it can be repeated, and then you have to enter the growth stage where you need to run several threads or several ways in parallel to increase revenue and to start to grow.
It's an exciting time. So is there anything about what's coming up over the next few months that you can share? Don't want to steal your secrets, but
we are going to the Gartner show in London in September, and we want to reveal something there. So we are exciting times, because we also incorporate another chunk of functionality into the product. So we are launching that there.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
I disclose anything yet.
I would say that we won't tell anyone, but that would be a lie, because it would be on the podcast. So, well, hopefully we'll get a chance to meet up in person then, because hopefully I'll be at the show as well, at the summit.
Okay. At the Gartner Risk and Security Summit?
Yeah.
Okay. We can meet.
I think it's third or fourth week of September.
Something like that. 20 some. I'm going to the US first, and then coming back, I'm visiting the UK.
Fantastic. So trying to think of some other things that would be great to, obviously being in the security world, you can't really not talk about AI. What are you seeing around that? I know you thought you got away with it, didn't you? I thought she's not going to mention AI. She's not going to mention AI. Oh, yes, she is.
I was actually an AI skeptic up to maybe 6-9 months ago. So last year, that's when I turned. But because I consider them very good means to generate content, texts, but not, in-depth outcomes. But the latest models are just awesome. And that really means that this could be the next steam engine, so to say. That's how I paraphrase it. The 1600s, people were breaking steam engines because it was stealing their jobs, those kind of things. But just, obviously it's not that bad. We will find new things to do, but it's really enabling us to automate mundane tasks and achieve much more than what we could do alone. And it's not a given. So there are a lot of downsides. I don't want to talk about those, but and also it becomes easier, cheaper to create, right? Create code, create arts even, but then it doesn't work without the human touch. With code, you have to review it, understand if it works in production. It's not just something that looks to be working, but it's actually functioning. And the same applies to art. I don't think either music, pictures, or those kind of things would work without that element. But we definitely need to learn how to absorb and add our human touch to the outcomes of AI. And with that present, I think it can really improve our efficiency as not just an individual, but as a society. So this could be the next steam engine. And hopefully we are not ending up breaking it.
No, we don't want to do that. So from your perspective, are you seeing that is going to have an impact on the role of founders? I mean, because creativity, about deciding what's broken that you need to help fix, is not really something for, well, maybe with vulnerabilities, people would be saying that these days, but within processes, within organizations, within technology stacks, it is still going to be entrepreneurs like you who go, there's a problem there. I think we could do that better, safer, easier.
There's one thing the AI can't do is that's decisions.
Yeah. And it's the prompt.
Which problem you are solving, deciding where you invest, decide anything that bears responsibility or accountability, that AI cannot do. I mean, you can brainstorm, you can find ideas, you can even double click and learn a lot more about the specific idea. But at the end of the day, you have to pick which one you want to build or where you are going. And going back to the mundane things, yes, I mean, if that can be automated away, because when there is no decisions to be made, you just have to do things one after the other, maybe respond to small things. I think that we can automate away if there's no actual physical work involved.
Got you. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Any other tips for other entrants? Any other information that you think would be valuable to entrepreneurs that who are perhaps starting out for the first time, not with that 18 years of knowledge of how to make it happen?
Endurance is a key ingredient.
Well, yeah, sure. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
It's a marathon, and you have to commit. You cannot do this when it's not a part-time job.
Yeah, got you. Very much so, very much so. Well, on that note, it's not a part-time job, but this is only a 30-minute podcast. So, and we'll let you get back to your full-time role, and that would be wonderful. So, I'd like to say a really big thank you to Balázs Scheidler, who is the CEO and co-founder of Axoflow, who is our Male CXO Trailblazer from last year, and also runner-up in our Firestarters category. So double whammy. And yes, my name's Rose Ross, and I'm the founder and the Chief Trailblazer of the Tech Trailblazers Awards. And you can enter. Hopefully, we will see Axoflow here this year again by the 3rd of September 2026. So thanks again, Balázs. It was great to meet you.
Thanks, Rose. Great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.